SOLIDWORKS has really useful tools for creating many different kinds of curves. One useful tool is the curve through XYZ points. Here, I have a part file with a simple extruded cube. Say, for example, that I want to create a spline that runs through a series of X, Y, and Z coordinates, but I also want it to come off one of the top corners of the cube. Creating the spline is easy enough with the Curve Through XYZ Points tool. But how do I make sure the curve is properly attached to the corner of the cube? Let's take a look at a way to accomplish this. I'll launch the Curve Through XYZ Points tool by going to the Insert, Curve drop-down menu, and selecting Curve Through XYZ Points. When I do, a window appears where I can enter the points for the curve. I can either insert the points manually by entering values, or I can browse for a text file or SOLIDWORKS curve file that already contains the values. The Curve Through XYZ Points tool is really useful, but as I enter values for the curve, notice it's being created relative to the origin. There's no option to make the values relative to a user-defined coordinate system or a specified point, which is what I need. If you want to transpose the curve to start at the corner of the cube instead of the origin, you might be tempted to simply do some math and force the curve to start there by using adjusted point values. This would work, but it can be time-consuming, and you may have precision issues when it comes to exactly attaching the curve to the cube, an error that can be tough to detect. So let me show you a better method. And now that I have a few points added, I'll click OK to complete the curve. Unfortunately, I can't use Move Copy or click and drag the curve because it's fully defined. To get around this, I'll begin by creating a new 3D sketch. Next, I'll use Convert Entities to convert the curve geometry. With the curve converted into the sketch, I'll select it and delete the on-edge relation that is keeping it from moving. Finally, I'll Control-select the endpoint of the curve and the corner of the cube and add a coincident relation. Using this method ensures that the curve maintains its shape. If I would have tried to click and drag an endpoint, I would have ended up distorting the curve geometry. To fully define the curve, I can select its endpoint and add a fixed relation, and the curve is now fully defined and starts at the corner as I intended. I'll exit the sketch, hide the XYZ point curve in the Feature Manager tree, and I'm done.